We're going to do CAS talks on Formula One this week, and it's one of those kinds of subjects where there's never a shortage of academics from the world's leading business schools who'd like to research this area. This time it's an extraordinary piece of research, a paper called Fast Enough but Not Too Fast, Adaptive versus Pioneering Strategies in Turbulent Environments. The authors, Alessandro Marino from Wharton, Paolo Aversa from here at CAS, he's the Marie Curie Fellow, Louis Mesquita from the W.P. Carey School of Business at Arizona State University, and Jay Anand from the Fisher School of Business at Ohio State University. Their conclusion is that technical innovation, although it's something that gets the newspapers talking, may not necessarily be a good thing to do if you actually want to win. Paolo Aversa is with me now. Paolo, tell me more about your research.
We've been studying the Formula One industry since 1981 and until 2010. And we found that actually the teams that did less innovation, that went for less technological change, outperformed competitors in the Formula One industry. This is because most of the time, in turbulent environments where there is a lot of uncertainty about the value of technological innovations, sticking with what you already know, with what are your knowledge assets, can actually lead to superior performance. And somehow it is a suggestion for firms that actually face uncertainty to look inside and further exploit what are their current opportunities, their knowledge.
So give us a specific example from Formula One.
Well, for example, in 2009, I think there was a pretty interesting case when Braun GP, there was a newcomer in the Formula One industry, in Formula One race, won the World Championship with Jenson Button, which is, of course, an excellent driver, but the year before didn't perform that well. He had, I think, got the 15th position. The car was a newcomer and decided not to implement the CARES. The CARES was a specific device that now is a standard in Formula One that basically stores heat and transforms it into additional boost that helps the car accelerating and thus overtaking the competitors. So all the major teams like Ferrari, McLaren, they were really keen on developing this device because also it was a step up towards the hybrid technology that was also very interesting for the mass production cars. But actually there was a lot of uncertainty about which was the best technology to adopt and how to implement and the kind of limits that this technology would actually bring to the car. Still, they decided to go for it, and they realized that basically they lost the balance of their car and they had a lot of issues during the year. Some teams actually dropped this kind of solution, while Braun GP and Red Bull, that at that time was a kind of a newcomer too, with not very experienced drivers, outperformed all the other teams. Actually, they won 14 out of 17 races that year, and the first four drivers were actually the two drivers of Braun GP and the two drivers of Red Bull. The fifth driver in the final classification were actually Lewis Hamilton, with much less points than the first four. So that was a pretty interesting case.
Of course, this is all very well for Formula One, but does any of this actually apply to other industries?
Well, of course, like this research gave us the possibility to reflect about the application of results that derive from such a niche environment. Of course, Formula One is a kind of special environment, special industry. Still, we believe that in turbulent environments, in turbulent industries where technological change is continuous and very intense and most of all unpredictable for companies, pushing, as managers often do, towards innovation no matter what is not always the answer to increase performance. Actually, there are still a lot of opportunities that firms can take, just looking at their knowledge assets and exploiting what they already know.